Tell me if you guys have heard this one before. A gay guy, a black gay man, a gay Jew, and a transgender woman walk into an LGBT center. Just kidding, they're not allowed to. They're not the right kind of LGBT. So by now I'm sure you guys have heard about all the controversy surrounding my friends and I. This has been the craziest week of my life. There's all this controversy about an event that we will be having. Allow me to repeat myself. An event that we will be having. Apparently, a group of gay, black, Jewish, and transgender people are really a group of racist, homophobic, transphobic, white supremacist Nazis. Because that makes perfect sense. You know, the past few years, I think a lot of friends of mine and people who listen to me think that I'm exaggerating about the left. So I hope you guys are seeing for yourselves what the truth is. I hope you guys are seeing what I'm seeing, because we are heading to a place in the United States of America where you are not allowed to have a different opinion if it goes against one political party, if it goes against the Democratic Party. And I really hope that everybody is seeing this and looking at this and seeing how they operate, because this is not at all about us. This is about everyone else out there. This is about making an example out of us, to send the message to everyone else to stay in line and never question their authority ever again. So let's start at the beginning. My friend Brandon had come to me and said that we were going to have an LGBT town hall at the LGBT Center. It was going to be the two of us, Rob Smith, and the queen, goddess, Blair White. You guys, I'm going to be on a stage with Blair White. You know, a group of Nazi Klansmen if I ever saw one. We booked the LGBT Center because it was very important to us that we wanted this to be an opportunity for us to engage with people who disagree with us. One of the first things we said about this, and it's something we've said very often, is that we wanted to figure out a way to get as many people there who disagree with us as possible, so we can all have a dialogue. So the LGBT Center allowed us to have the event, contracts were signed, money was paid, no problem. But then the Blue Checkmark Brigade found out, and you guys, they threw the hissy fit of all hissy fits. So these radical leftist activists pressured them and slandered us for a couple of days, and initially the center had released a statement on our behalf and on free speech and saying they are nonpartisan and standing by us. And after all the pressure and all the slandering and all the lies, it took about a day before they caved and canceled because they are cowards and it's a cult. Now, this is a key point. Not one of these activists had ever heard of us before. They don't know who Brandon is, they don't know who Blair is, they certainly don't know who I am. They wanted this event canceled before they'd ever heard one word we've ever said. And then afterwards, obviously, they dug up what is apparently dirt on us, but it wouldn't have mattered. It wouldn't have mattered if none of us had ever spoken one word publicly before. They would have found a way, because on the flyer it said that we are not Democrats, and that is enough. And here's another thing. Before they canceled, we had hundreds of people who were contributing money and donating to the LGBT Center in support of us and in support of the LGBT community. And many of these people describe themselves as conservative Christians. And I think that that is a beautiful thing, because there is a long and painful history between Christians and the LGBT community, and that is a bridge that people like us are trying to build, which these activists and alphabet supers and stuff, that is a bridge they have burned down. Now, I've said often that I am not a Republican. However, I am very proud of my gay Republican friends who have worked so hard to make their party more inclusive. And if these leftist activists were really honest and really cared about the things they claim to and really cared about the advancement of LGBT people and ending discrimination, they would support us, because these are the people who are working to make their party a more inclusive place. But they don't care about that. It is all about power and control and keeping people in line. So immediately there were hit pieces on us. There was Out Magazine, we were in Vice, we were in The Advocate, The Daily Wire. So within a day, these radical leftist activists penned an open letter about us. They accused us of everything short of bombing Pearl Harbor. And in it was an entire dossier about our hate speech and our white supremacy and Nazism and homophobia and all that. So let's go through the letter, shall we?
LGBTQI++++, etc. New Yorkers and our allies are rightfully upset this week to learn that the center is renting a space to a far-right campaign called Walkaway.
You know, I try not to overuse these, but they are very applicable here. Far right. This is my political compass test. If I am too far right for them, and Brandon is too far right, and Blair and Rob are too far right, who is one person that is not a radical leftist that they wouldn't consider far right? Who is one person who leans slightly right that they would say can speak, that would be acceptable to them? Who? Tell me one person. Nobody.
We are writing to demand that the center cancel this event immediately, as it poses a clear and present danger to the safety of our queer communities.
Danger to their safety. Like, you have me who weighs like 7 pounds, Brandon the gay hairdresser, Blair the trans woman. Yeah, we're really threatening.
The speakers booked for March 28th's town hall, Brandon Strzok, Blair White, Rob Smith, and Mike Harlow, espouse openly white supremacist, transphobic, xenophobic, and otherwise bigoted views that are dangerous to our communities.
Openly white supremacist. We're not even covert white supremacists. We are open white supremacists. Especially Rob.
Strzok and Harlow even appeared on Gavin McInnes's CRTV show to talk about Walkaway.
So this is just the guilt by association that they hit everyone with, so I'll just address it here. In October of last year, I was a guest on Gavin McInnes's show. He said many things that I don't agree with publicly. I wouldn't say I'm a fan. I don't agree with most of his things. However, and I knew that this would happen, that it would be Mike Harlow, who has been in the same room as Gavin McInnes. I knew that that's what would happen. However, I went there because I believe in speaking to people that you disagree with. And also because nobody on this earth is going to tell me who I can and cannot have a conversation with.
Additionally, we are disturbed that this group chose the date of Thursday, March 28th for their event. We do not believe that this is a coincidence. The Gay City News Impact Awards will be held in Queens that evening.
They're on to us. Don't tell me you guys have never heard of the world-famous Gay City News Impact Awards in Queens. I mean, you caught us. Blah, blah, blah. I'm gonna leave the whole thing in the description so you guys can read the whole thing because my head will explode if I even try to. And I've seen many people writing on their Twitter and their Instagram and stuff saying that they have had their Democratic Socialist meetings there. So the LGBT Center claims that they are nonpartisan, but the Democratic Socialists are much more far left than we are far right, so that kind of says it all. So this is their dossier that they put together of our hate speech. Ooh, there's a trigger warning also, so be triggered. Two of the things that they really hit me on were me saying that I believe there are two genders, and my belief that children, young children, should not have a sexuality or be transitioning genders. I stand by those things 100%. I apologize for nothing. The thing is, I really think that those views are shared by probably 90% of the population. So you have this radical little fringe telling people that they cannot have opinions that are shared by the vast, vast, vast majority of people. One of the things that they used as an example of Rob's hate speech was,
I personally believe the absence of fathers is the #1 problem in the black community. All other ills stem from that.
This makes me so mad. The audacity of these people to tell a black man that that is not only an opinion that he is not allowed to have, but that it is hate speech, that it is white supremacy. These people are disgusting. And these are all white liberals, by the way. You know, white liberals always know best. Who are these people to tell a transgender woman how she's allowed to speak about trans issues, about being trans? They are selling this narrative so hard. These people actually want you to believe that a gay person is homophobic, that a black person is a white supremacist, that a trans woman is transphobic, and a gay guy with a Jewish father is a Nazi. I mean, does this make any sense to you? What really pissed me off is they used some of my videos from this channel as evidence of my hate speech. What they did is they spliced screenshots from my videos, took out all the context, and pieced them together. So, for example, to paint me as someone who is transphobic, this is what they showed. I vehemently disagree with modern gender ideology, and this was the full sentence. But regardless, I 100% support transgender people having all of the rights and respect and dignity in the world. But they're not going to tell you that. I mean, I made an entire video that was speaking out against racism and white pride sort of bullshit. The whole video was against white supremacy. They actually took clips out of context and spliced them together to call as evidence that I'm a white supremacist. Not to be rude, but whenever I hear these people saying about, like, white people built the world, I'm like, bitch, you barely built the IKEA cabinet in your apartment. Sit down. Some people say that we should aim for a colorblind society, but I think what a lot of people on the colorblind side miss sometimes is that if we hope to achieve that, it has to involve confronting disparities and double standards and injustices that exist for people of color. And the thing is, this is a key piece of evidence because this shows their intent. This shows that they knew what they were doing. It's not like they didn't hear the sentence before it and the sentence after. This is clear evidence of defamation. They knew that they were lying and misleading the public about who we are. So, you know, I'm sorry, but the modern mainstream LGBT community it's a cult. I'm sorry. It is a cult. And you know what? You guys can just take that and add it to the list of my hate speech. It is the truth, and everyone knows it's the truth. And more people are learning every single day that it is the truth. It is a cult. So I hope that you guys are seeing this is what it takes today for a group of minorities to speak opinions that aren't leftist. This is what it takes. However, I'm really happy to say that throughout this week, while we've had all of this hate thrown at us, I've truly never in my life felt more support and more love at the same time. We've gotten thousands of emails and messages from people of all different backgrounds, gay people and trans people and people of color, and it's so wonderful. It's so nice to see how many people are starting to undo the groupthink and think for themselves. There is a revolution of independent thought that is happening right now. It is happening with gay people, it is happening with transgender people, it is happening with women, it is happening with people of color. And no amount of censorship in the entire world can stop a free mind. You do not have to be a liberal, you do not have to be a conservative. All you need to do is think for yourself. Do not ever let anybody tell you what you need to think. And also, something that I find really funny is, I've said this before, but like, I'm not a conservative, I'm not a Republican, I'm not a Trump supporter. And none of these people protesting that know that. I'm an independent and I am an undecided voter in this next election. And let me tell you, every time the left acts like this, you know, I've been on the fence about Trump, and every time they act like this, it just pushes me further and further and further off the fence and makes me wonder, why the hell don't I just vote for him? So, good job, leftists. Anyway, we got a new venue. We are having the event. It is on Thursday, same time, same everything, different place. It is now twice as big as we originally intended, so, you know, I hope I will see all of your beautiful faces there on Thursday. Brandon will be there, Blair will be there, Rob will be there, I will be there. We'll see you Thursday. Also, I really want to say, I love you, Brandon. I love you, Blair. I love you, Rob. I truly am just so grateful and feel so honored to stand beside you guys, and I will always have your back. I will not let these people slander you like they have been. It's just disgusting. Anyway, guys, just as a PS, my video quality, in case you can't tell, really sucks, so I'm trying to upgrade the production quality on my channel a little bit, and I'm a broke bitch. So if you guys like what I do, I have a link to my PayPal below. Any contributions are greatly appreciated. As for apologies for things that I've said, you will get none. Over my dead body, you will get no apologies from any of us. So anyway, we will be there Thursday. Hope to see all you guys there. It'll be filmed. If not, you can watch it on YouTube probably within a day or two. Anyway, thank you guys so much for the support. Follow me on all my stuff. Subscribe to my channel. I'm going to have great things coming soon that I'm planning. So thank you guys truly so much.